So now that I've got my general setup, what I'm going to do just very quickly is I'm going to actually add the content in. So at the moment I've got my assets folder here with some of the images. I've got some copy here. Maybe there's one or two things missing, but we're just going to put this in. So quickly what I'm going to do is just put this in. I'll skip forward this video. You can kind of see where I'm going with it, so it's not too quick, but I'm going to be basing this off these wireframes. So I'm just going to do this right now and you can follow along. So this bit was filmed at 5x speed. So I didn't want to kind of do it all out loud just because it's pretty boring to watch me do it all in one place. So here what I'm doing is just quickly laying things out using the text and the just dragging the images in from our assets. Some of the text I didn't have, so I was using a tool called Lorem Ipsum, which is just kind of like a print tool to add some fake content in there. I went to lipsum.com to add that in. And again, I'm just trying to play around with some of this. You know, we're using this kind of like mid-aligned one. I was just trying to center these in the right place as well. For now, again, roughly in the right place. That was kind of a 4x8 column, so 4 and then 8 across. So here what I'm doing is just adding a rectangle to actually vertically align those into the middle, just because I didn't want to just do it optically using my eye. And then just kind of tidying this up using the Option key on the Mac to actually kind of size things up and place them in the right place. Here I'm just grouping those two things together and then adding that rectangle back in to align them in the middle, so it's like text aligned in the center, changing some of that as well. Kind of looks pretty good. And again, playing around with some of this layout. I started out with 6 and 6 on the columns here, and when I started to play around with it, I was like, doesn't feel too good. It feels a bit wide, so maybe I'll tweak this a little bit. Maybe I'll make that a little bit bigger. Let's try and make this a bit thinner. No, that didn't really work. So again, some of it is playing around. That felt a little bit more natural, so this was like 7 and 5 instead. So here I'm just making a contact page. I'm just adding some text in, which feels a bit more friendlier than just contact me. I'm saying I'll get back to you in one business day. Again, this isn't copy that's given to me. It's just something that I've designed in there, I suppose. And here what I'm doing is I'm just adding a default form in here. I'm just adding the color as our salmon color, and then just adding it as a stroke rather than as a fill, just so it's in there. And the same thing here, I'm just moving it into the middle vertically in both directions. And it looks pretty good, just making sure those sizes are pretty good as well. So total, this took me around about 12 minutes in total, so relatively quick. Changing some of the order here just to kind of play around with it. That felt a little bit more natural to have this kind of pattern in place. And again, I kept messing up the browser because I pressed the wrong shortcut keys a few times, but eventually it started to look pretty good once I stopped messing up so much. So here I'm just making the footer and the spacing a little bit bigger, making it 120, trying to use that 8 pixel grid, so 120 is 8s, 15s. I'm using 80 quite a lot as well, just to kind of keep to some kind of pattern. And yeah, I just kind of felt like it looked pretty good, just trying that, making sure it aligns to all the grid, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this now. I've added some of the content from here. I've removed a lot of the grids, for instance. I've given you a bit of a commentary of what I've been doing, and hopefully you can see that, you know, it's been fairly straightforward to put this stuff together. And if I want to change anything pretty quickly, then I can. So let's say, you know, I'm not feeling the blue in the logo. Maybe I want to make this actually pink instead. It's very, very easy to change all of this stuff. Maybe the text is too small, I want to make it a little bit bigger. I can change it just in one place and it'd be great. So if I just want to change this text, for instance, from this color to pink, it changes here, 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 all in my components, and also across the website too. So by just doing these very, very small things that we set up previously in this kind of lesson, we made this really, really easy to set up. So I'm going to send this over to Aria, see what she thinks. If she likes it, then we can start coding it up.